For starters, can you tell to the viewers who you are, what is your position, your role?
Okay. I'm Tramell Ray Isaac. I am the Vice President of Art at Liithos Entertainment.
Okay, so this is not the first time you're here at Reboot. How are you feeling? How do you feel coming back for, I don't know, this is what, the fifth?
This is my fourth, actually, because I did 3 here and did 1 in Canada. So this is my 4th time at the Reboot conference in total.
Okay, so how are you feeling?
It's good. I mean, I did my presentation yesterday, so in a bunch of meetings. So today I'm going to, take on some of the presentations of other people who have been here, and do some more interviews and things like that. So just doing a little bit of business, a little bit of catching up with people, and enjoying the conference altogether.
Can you tell us in a few short sentences what was your presentation about?
My presentation was about how the pandemic has changed how we interact with teams. So just basically some things to look out for and some solutions to those problems.
Okay, you are now Vice President of Art at Liithos Entertainment. So how do you feel about that regarding the fact that now you are leading most of the artists and you're not doing the art yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I still try to keep my pencil sharp, but I believe that it's a natural transition into a leadership role. Being able to guide the next crew of artists through this industry, because it's always crazy, but I think it's a lot of fun for me, because you multiply like great talent and you get them all working in the same function and form, and get them excited about the product. I really like that, and I really like encouraging young artists to do the best that they possibly can.
Do you miss it, making the art? Do you miss the pencil?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Like I said, I do keep keep in practice, and I keep up with the latest techniques. I feel that's probably the best way as a leader to be able to understand what an artist is going through. If I didn't do it, then it would be a gap between my knowledge and their knowledge, and it's good to try to keep up with the latest trends.
Okay, perfect. Your first project leading the team is Predator, Hunting Grounds. Am I right?
No, absolutely right. You're actually wrong with that.
Okay.
My first project as a lead was Fallout 2.
That was the first project as a lead. Okay.
Yeah.
But regarding the Predator, are you satisfied with the game?
Predator was fun. It's still going. People are still playing it, which is great. I didn't believe that it would have such a long tail, but it was a good practice, and good kind of experience. Dealing with an IP holder and a publisher at the same time. We had a great team, built a great team over there at Ilphonic, and I miss them a lot, but I had to move on. But yeah, it was a great team, great fun making that game. We actually shipped that one. That was the first game we shipped during the pandemic, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that was the first. You said your first real lead was Fallout 2.
Yes.
What changed from then and now? I know that was a long time ago, but
So
anything worth mentioning?
We were working in 3D, but rendering to 2D. Yeah. So it's a lot of things that, obviously a lot of things are mostly 3D now. So that process has changed a lot. Team sizes, of course, if you were to make a Fallout 5 or something like that, it'd, easily be 300, 400 people or something like that. But, it was a great team, like small, very talented group of individuals, and, you can't make games like that anymore. Not on a broad scale. I think we had like 13, 14 people on that team.
Ooh.
And just a lot of talent.
Okay. What did I want to say? Okay, the most important thing, you made the famous Vault Boy.
Yeah.
Okay, what influenced you in making that?
Well, it's like when people ask me that question, it's
I know simple, you probably got it like a million times.
Yeah, but it's as simple as they gave me a job and I did it well. And because I did it well, Vault Boy will probably outlive me, which is great. It's a great feeling to be able to leave something to this industry that you basically created. So the assignment was basically, hey, we need something that looks kind of like the Monopoly guy, they gave me a couple other prompts, and came up with the Vault Boy, and that was kind of it, and we just ran with it.
Okay, from Vault Boy, from Fallout, we're moving to Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how did the creative solutions from the first 3 Duke Nukem games, from Duke Nukem 1, 2, and 3, influenced you on making art for Duke Nukem Forever?
Well, I mean, the ones prior were in basically a different generation of game. So really, what we took from that was more the essence of it, the feeling of what Duke Nukem was. And as long as that was maintained, we were on the right track. So like going into 3D and building things in a different way was completely different than before. So it wasn't really anything art-wise that we could pull from the previous one. It's more about the essence of what Duke Nukem was, and hopefully we maintained that.
Is it harder now to make art for these games comparing to back in the day?
Actually, it's a lot easier.
Yeah?
It's a lot easier. There's
Why?
a lot of different techniques that you can use. Photogrammetry is making it a lot easier. Unreal has made it a lot easier. People can get into making games without much knowledge. YouTube, you can pretty much learn anything on YouTube.
For free?
Yeah, for free. So it's like, there's so much data out there and so much information that you can just absorb and then become a so-called game developer pretty much in a weekend if you wanted to. So I think it's a lot easier to get into games and to be making games. Mm-hmm. It's a lot harder to make hit games. And things that stick around with longevity. So that's the goal for everybody, is to have something that continues on for a long period of time.
So how much did the art change in Duke Nukem Forever regarding the fact that it took really long time to make? I need to ask that question.
I was on the tail end of that.
Okay.
So pretty much everything that we had prior to me getting there, I would say a good 70%, 80% had to be redone, just because the time had passed, and it was, everything was kind of, old generation type stuff. The process wasn't that much different than what we had done before, like for my personal experience. So getting in there and getting some talented people to, finish up the game, it was more about just trying to, finding the right people, getting everybody on the same page and moving forward. But, there's a lot of old stuff in there because, I think at the time it had been in development like about 10 years when I got there.
When you got there, 10 years?
Yeah.
So what was you and the other artists came into something that was already in the making for 10 years. Mm-hmm. What was your opinion? Were you like negative or positive about it? Were you like, I'm going to do it now? I know it took them 10 years. They're going to finish it now in 2 with me, with a couple of more artists. Or were you more pessimistic about it?
When I joined the team, I mean, my original meeting with one of the owners of 3D Realms, he showed me the game, and immediately I could see the essence of Duke Nukem in all the things that they had created, because there was a ton of stuff that they had created prior. So for me, the only thing that I wanted to see was it possible for them to ship? And based on that demonstration, I was like, yeah, we could do this. And my past experiences of taking games and finishing them and getting them over the finish line, I figured that I can probably do this. With the right help, with the right team, we can probably get it over the finish line. And I think we did.
Okay, last technical question, should I say? I saw that you did art for basically all of the platforms. You did for everything. You did for PCs, for Windows, for PlayStations, for everything. What are the differences, if there are any, in doing art for different kind of consoles or platforms?
It's not so much a difference, because the creation process is the same.
That's the same, yeah.
Building, certain tools are all the same. So Max Maya, back in the day with Lightwave and early 3D Studio, but the techniques are pretty much all the same. The only differences are just basically limitations for each platform. So like the PC, you can have your base level platform, but there's also that wide range, that upper end, where people can adjust their, if I've got a really good video card, I can adjust the graphics to a higher level. For the consoles, they're kind of set in a certain range of quality that you have to make sure you maintain with frame rate and the performance and things like that. So those are the only things that really differ. It's more about like optimization and getting something, a product that runs really well on any particular platform. And some of those optimizations can be carried over to other platforms. So you're really only making one product and then adjusting up or down based on whatever console or PC or whatever that you're working on.
Thank you for explaining that. Last thing, reboot. Did you see anything interesting now here? I know it's still not over, of course.
I know, this is the beginning of the second day, and yesterday was early of me getting ready for my presentation. The presentation was just after lunch, and right after that I ran into some meetings and some interviews and things like that. So I haven't been able to get out and enjoy the conference just yet. So today and tomorrow I'm going to be taking on some of those presentations. And
will you be back next year? Of course you will. You're a legend here, come on.
I would love to. Yeah. I would love to. If Demir will have me, then I'll definitely be here.
Thank you for doing this interview.
Appreciate it.